This video will highlight the equipment involved in the processing of rough lumber into blanks through our rough mill. Lumber is loaded outside of that closed overhead door onto a powered roll case that the planer operator has control over, brought in on the succeeding sets of roll cases up to the tilt hoist, where there is a unit waiting right now. The operator then operates the tilt hoist, bring the rough lumber off a layer at a time onto a landing chain that's brought to the operator for him to pick off, set on this powered roll case to proceed through the 30-inch wide top and bottom Yates planer. The material exits the planer onto a landing chain and is then cross-transferred down to an accumulation deck ahead of the ripsaw operator. The ripsaw operator gets one board dealt to him at a time. There's a set of 5 laser lights that simulate blade position. The ripsaw operator has control over those laser lights via keyboard to mark around the defects. Hits the select button, the board transfers. There's a set of 5 board stops. The boards are then transferred to the roll case, fed through the ripsaw. Ripsaw has a 5-board memory, so it knows which board is in memory to cut at what position. The ripped blanks are then pushed out onto a powered roll case, go up in the air to an operator who then pulls the strips off from the edges of the board and drops them into a vibrating conveyor to a grinder to cut the strips up for boiler fuel. Batches are then made of the ripped blanks and fed one batch at a time to an overhead stock delivery system. Those batches are then delivered down to one of 4 operators who mark around the defects for crosscut. They're transferred out onto a chain. There's another tipple here that decides whether or not the blanks go to the top or lower deck, and are then fed one at a time automatically into one of 2 Paul 12-inch wide optimizing chop saws. The defects are cut out. The waste pieces are blown off the side into a conveyor belt that find their way to the hammer mill hog. The lineal parts, long lineal parts, go out to the end to another chain deck where operators pull by width onto carts. Any short dimension parts that come off are sorted onto one of 4 belts, and stacked onto pallets. And if anything needs to be re-ripped for a finger joint block, it's sorted on the other side of the belts and then run through a short block Marine Johnson gang ripsaw, as well as being able to be defected with 2 chop saws. That concludes this video.